Hello everybody, my name is Alex and today we're going to be doing abs and glutes. This workout should be about 10 minutes, but you guys can make it as long as you want, depending on how long you want to work out, how hard you want it, whatever you're feeling. So today we're going to split it into 5-minute sections. So the abs should be 5 minutes and then glutes should be 5 minutes. So in the abs, there's going to be about 5 things. In the glutes, there will also be 5 things. A lot of these are just weight-bearing workouts versus using like alternatives to add weights to your workouts. So we're going to start off with some light stretching, and then we'll go into our abs. And then once we're done with that, we'll go into our glutes. Majority of these I want you guys to do for 45 seconds to a minute, depending on the level you are in your workouts. For beginners, I would say to do it about 30 seconds. And then once you continue to do them more, or as you're going through your workout, you can add 15 seconds each time till you get up to a minute. Just do these workouts to your level, to where you're comfortable, whatever makes you happy, whatever floats your boat, okay? So the first thing that we're gonna do is our light stretching. Sorry if I seem a little flustered in these. They're kind of awkward, but it's okay. So with our light stretching, since we're doing our abs and our glutes, we're going to start out with one leg going up. This will stretch the front of your thigh, and then I want you to bring your knee to your chest, and then we'll stretch the back. Do those for about like 10 to 12 seconds. Each leg, stretch those out. Another thing you can do is you can put your legs apart, hands in the center, rotate right to left. Again, 10 to 12 seconds each side. For our abs, we're gonna do a cobra position. So we're gonna lift it up, and this should stretch our abs also, okay? We're just do a light stretch here for them. And then at the end, if you guys wanna repeat those again, that's a good stretch for your abs. So what we're gonna start out with is a Rocky butt up, okay? These might be hard for some people because you have to lift your hips and your butt up at the same time. So if that's hard for you, you can just alternatives with these is like leg raises, or you guys can attempt to lift your butt up slightly off the floor, okay? So with these, you guys want to make sure you have somewhat of a small object that you can hold on to. If you guys don't have like a small chair like I do, you can also take a weight or something that you can hold behind you to lift your legs and your butt up and back down, okay? With these workouts, I'm going to show you from the front and to the side so you guys know what your proper body form should look like. So from the front, you should be here. You're going to hold your chair or your small object. You're going to lift your legs up and back down, okay? So with these, you want to make sure that you're just lifting your hips, okay? By that, I'm gonna bring you down here, okay? By that, I mean you should take your hips, here, lift it up, and back down, okay? With these, if you guys want, you can extend your legs all the way out without touching them to the ground, or you can just keep them in the position that I showed you earlier. Okay, so you're gonna do that for about 30 to 45 seconds, 30 seconds to a minute, depending on who you are, okay? The next thing that we're gonna do is half windshield wipers. So with these, you guys are gonna be laying on the floor, okay? You're gonna lift your knees up. So from the front, it should look like this. You're gonna take your hips to the side and back up, okay? From the side position, it should look like this. Lift up to the side and back, okay? Again, with these, you guys are gonna do it 30 to 45 seconds or 30 seconds to a minute. An important thing to do with this is remember you're gonna rotate from the right into the left. So once you do the left once and you do the right once, that's gonna equal 1. Okay, so you're gonna do as many as you can within that time frame. The next thing that we're gonna do is knee crunches. So these are somewhat similar to a half windshield wiper. You're gonna have your knees going up, and you're just gonna crunch it to your knees and back down, okay? That's what it should look like from the side. From the front, I feel like it's pretty explanatory. So with those, you just want to make sure that you're doing the slight crunch here. So it should be this motion. Okay, that's what you're going to be doing to your knees. The next thing that we're going to do is Russian twists. So with these, you guys can use weight or no weight, whatever you feel like doing. So here you're going to be sitting on your butt. You should be in a V position. So with our V position, we should be here with our legs. So as you can tell, it makes a V. With these, you're going to rotate, tap, and tap. Okay? You want to make sure that you're tapping each side so you can work your side obliques. With those, I want you guys, if you guys do use weights, I want you to pump it each side as hard as you can. The next thing that we're going to do is a plank. With the plank, I do want you guys to hold it for a minute if you can, okay? So sometimes when I have my students do planks, I have them start out with extended arms and then I have them move it to their elbows, okay? With planks, you guys want to make sure that you're keeping your hips square to the floor. So by that I mean your hips should be rotating down and you should not look like mountains, okay? So with planks, I want you guys to make sure you don't look like this and then you don't look like this, okay? You want to make sure that your body is parallel to the floor. So this is extended and then our elbows should look like this, okay? A good thing to do with those, if it's hard for you guys to get your body position good with them, is make a line on the floor. I tell my students a lot of times when we're in classroom is to find a line on the wood floor and to make sure from your forehead all the way down to like your stomach area or your belly button that it's parallel to the floor. So if I were to do a push-up and go down and up, my whole body should be touching the line and then back up. If that's confusing and you guys have questions about that, you guys can reach out to me and let me know. So once you guys do your abs, you can then either rest or you can move straight to your glutes, okay? Depends on who you are as a person, whatever you want to do. I'm not going to put pressure on you. The next thing that we're going to do is lunges. So I'm going to bring you guys back up here. So with lunges, you guys have two options. You can do raised lunges or you can do normal lunges. So normal lunges are going to look like this. So with these, both knees are going to be facing the way you're going, along with your hips. You're going to bring it down and up, down and up. Good. And then to the side, it would be down and up, down and up. Okay. And you're going to alternate to the right and to the left. With these, you guys can do the reps if you want. If you guys want to do reps, you can do 10 to 12. But since this is a splitting class, do 30 seconds to a minute in that time frame, as many as you can do. The next thing that we're going to do is elevated hip raises. So with this, if you don't have a small chair like I do, you can use your bed, you can use your stairs, anything that's elevated. So with this, you're going to take your chair, okay? You're going to be laying on the floor. You're going to have your legs up. So right now you should look like this. It looks a little weird. But you can either have your hands to the side or the back, whatever you prefer. You're going to lift it up and back down, okay? With those, you guys want to make sure that you're bringing your hips up to where your knees are. So if you looked earlier, you can tell that my legs were elevated higher than my hips. So with hip raises, you want to make sure you're bringing your hips up to the ceiling and back down. If you guys want a challenge with those, you can pulse it in that spot for about 15 seconds and then bring it back down, okay? The next thing we're going to do is single leg deadlifts. So these are kind of hard for some people. So if these are hard for you, you can just do the normal ones, okay? So with these, you guys are going to grab your books or your flour, your milk, whatever you feel like doing. With these, you want to start out in a lunge position and you're going to rotate it down and up, okay? This one leg that's not doing anything should never touch. So the motion that I'm doing right now is where it should stay the whole time, okay? So as I bring it down and up, okay? And then from the side, it should look like this. I'm gonna bring it down and up, okay? With deadlifts, you want to make sure that you're just rotating your hips to the back and up, to the back and up. A lot of times when I see people do these in class or when they're doing it by themselves, they tend to turn them into squats, and that is working the wrong part of your leg. With deadlifts, they work your hamstrings and they lift the lower part of your booty. So you guys want to make sure that you're doing that. The next thing that we're going to do is clamshells. So clamshells are going to be laying on your side, okay? And they're exactly what you think they are. You just lift your leg open and close, okay? With this, if you guys want to, not everyone has this, and that's okay. You guys can use bands. Bands are a good thing to use while you're working out. It adds like resistance, so it makes it harder, and it gets your like your muscles like heated more, which is better for your workout. If you guys don't have bands, you could always take like long socks and tie 2 of them together and then tie them around and then use them that way. It's not going to be as stretchy as a band would be, but it would still give you the same resistance. And then the last thing that we're going to do is jump squats. So with jump squats, you guys have 2 options. You can keep it down and up here, or you can keep it low. So you can keep it here, okay? With jump squats, you want to make sure that it's the same body position as a normal squat would be. And then that's it. You're going to do those for about a minute also, okay? And then at the end, if you guys want to do more stretching, you can repeat the stretching in the beginning, or you can find alternatives on the internet. Thank you.